friends, it's Amy at Doki Forest. Today is Thursday, which means it's hashtag Thrifty Thursday. This is an open collab. Anyone can jump in and share what you have found at the thrift stores or yard sales, your charity shops, wherever you like to go and find cool discount items, rare finds, treasure, antique shops. You know, you go in and you never know what's going to be in there. It's super fun. I am a sucker for book sales. Oh, and before I go on, this is hosted by Sheree over at Turquoise Dreaming, and I will have the information down below so you can check out the hashtag, see what everyone else is doing, and be sure to check out Sheree's channel as well. Now for me, I love antique stores and thrift stores and all of that, but lately I've been loving the book sales, and you know this. I've had a couple weeks here where I've shared some books. I have a new stack to share, and, well, not that new, actually. Most of these things all came from the same couple of book sale that I went to, and I'm just splitting them up, so, you know, we'll see how many episodes of this we get. But let's dive right in with our first selection here. Hopefully the lighting is okay. And on the cover, it looks like it says... Aha, it says The Boy's Storybook. And we could have also just read the spine, but that's no fun. You have to try to read and see what that says. So the spine has some damage, and the back is the same. And this is a smallish size book. We crack this baby open, and we have The Carpenter's Boy. The Boy's Storybook by Theodore Thinker. Theodore Thinker. I'm expecting a lot with a name like that. Oh, and copyright 1854. The Boy's Storybook. The Carpenter's Boy, I guess is the first one. Let's just read this very beginning and just get a feel for this kind of book. The Carpenter's Boy. Do you see that young chap there, hard at work, sawing a board? Yes, you say. I do. And what of him? That is just what I'm going to tell you. His history, or a chapter in it at any rate, is worth writing and worth reading. Harry Barnwell, for that is the name of the boy with the saw, is the son of a carpenter. When he was 11 or 12 years old, there came a gentleman into his father's shop one day and told Mr. Barnwell that he had made him a visit to see if he would not like to give something to send James Hogan, one of the neighbor's boys who was deaf and dumb, to a school where he could be taught to read and write and converse by making motions with his fingers. All right, so I guess we'll have to... Well, this is very exciting. You've got to keep reading to see if he becomes a carpenter. But I suppose the story would be pretty boring if he didn't. Next, we have Crazy Anne. Well, that took a turn. Let's see. Father, said Margaret Standish, a merry little girl of my acquaintance. Father, what has become of Crazy Anne? I have not seen her for a long time. I wish she would come here again. She used to make a good deal of fun for us. What a woman she is to talk. Don't you remember the last time she was here? How she made us all laugh. She had a white dress on, and she was going to be married to a spirit. How funny. Yes, I remember all about Anne's last visit here, said Mr. Standish. I have thought of it a great many times since. And, Father, little Margaret went on, Brother Edward said he was flying his kite with some other boys last summer, and Anne came along with another woman as crazy as she was. They called themselves angels, and they were going to have some wings pretty soon. And then they meant to fly back again to heaven, where they came from. I wonder if they ever got their wings. So I don't know how long this goes, but let's see. This is What Makes People Crazy. I can't answer all these questions in one breath, replied Mr. Standish. They make quite a catechism. All right, then we have William Tell. William Tell aiming at the apple. And we have, what else? It feels like there's got to be, oh, and then William Tell in the dungeon. Why did he go to prison? The microscope. Let's see. This says, looking through the microscope. Is this just a story about microscopes? Yep. Did you ever look through a microscope, reader? It is so made that when you look through it at anything small, like a part of the wing of a fly or the sting of a bee, or anything which you cannot examine very closely with the naked eye, the thing, whatever it is magnified, emphasized, as they call it, or appears large, so that you can see exactly how it looks. Microscopes are pretty cool. And do it. If you have anything to do, my boy, do it. Do not put it off. Do not wait. Do not say, oh, I can do it any time. You cannot do it any time. If your mother tells you to go anywhere, go. Go at once. Do not stop to think about it. Go. If she tells you to do anything, do it. But I do not love to do it, you say. I am sorry for that. I love to see children do what their parents tell them to do cheerfully. But you will have it to do some time or another. Why not do it at once? What will you gain by waiting and whining and making up sour faces? Better go and do it. When you are just waked out of a sound sleep in the morning and told that breakfast is almost ready, get up. Do not lie there dreading it. What if it is cold? It will be just as cold if you lie in bed half an hour longer. Come, turn out. The sooner the better. Whatever you have to do, do it. Whether it is work or play. Whether you like it or not. Whether you have much time or little time to do it in. Whether it relates to this world or the next, do it. And be sure you do it in season. And a volcano. Now, why is there a volcano erupting? Is that maybe that's the child having a fit. They have to do something. Well, the Do It chapter was pretty good. I don't know about the rest of it. I'll have to read it. But I love the raised like decorations and texture on this book. So this would make a cool little like, doki doki storybook. I am tempted, although it feels like, these old books. I have a hard time with that. Okay, next up we have The Elements of Public Speaking by Harry Garfield Houghton. Hardcover. It's an okay shape. We've got the nice edges. Ooh, look at this. Does that mean there was like a paper in there for a while? That looks cool. Oh, look at this. To my wife, who has been of constant assistance and inspiration to me. Very nice. Copyright 1916. All right, so let's see what sort of advice we have in here. Planning the speech, clearness, impressiveness, belief, action, and entertainment. Practical exercises in outline making. Okay, so we've got an exercise to make an outline of your speech, so you know what you're going to say and how to pull it all together. So this, the speaker should know good platform manners. As he rises from his seat upon the platform, he should turn and face the chairman of the occasion, addressing him with a slight bow of the head and using the words Mr. Chairman, or Mr. President, or such other form of address as may be appropriate to the occasion. In case the presiding officer is a woman, the proper form is Madam President. Properly controlled breath fundamental. So it even has some breathing techniques to help you. Pronunciation, pitch, time, quality, force, emphasis. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think I would read this one. This one doesn't seem too exciting. This is a lot. Enunciation. Look at this. Work for precise and delicate touch. I mean, if I had to study all this before I was talking, in front of all you guys, I probably wouldn't even talk. I'd be so worried that, you know, got to make sure you get all this down, right? That one I think I could alter. I don't feel any particular way about that one. It doesn't speak to me. Next up, I have a children's book, The Wild Swans, and this one I got to alter, or no, not to alter. This one I got to cut up the pictures and stuff. This one's for ephemera, because I thought these pictures were really, really pretty. But I don't know, maybe I should read it first. This might go in my story time pile, and I'll read it to you guys first, and then we'll decide, you know, if it's a keeper or if I'll cut it up for ephemera. So we'll check this one out, I think. I mean, I don't love that picture. That one looks like kind of sad. And that one looks really sad. I think I know this story now that I'm looking at the pictures. But I really liked this picture. I don't like this lady down here whacking the pigs. I don't like that, but I like this. And I love the border and the home. And I loved the swans. And I like this wheel. So I like some of the pictures, and then other ones are like, Oh, like this one I love. So I don't know. We'll read this one and we'll decide. But right now I'm thinking that'll be ephemera. And then this is a cute little book I found. The Usborne Pocket Artist. And this looks like a Quentin Blake illustration, doesn't it? Not that, but this does. This profile. I don't know if it actually is. But I thought this was cute. How to draw cartoons, dinosaurs, monsters, machines, ghosts, animals. All kinds of stuff. But I like this pocket size kind of book. Special effects, scary effects. I thought this was cute. Cartoon lettering. I thought it was just the right size where you could just like pick it up and have a little read, drawing animals. And then put it down. Fur and markings, techniques. Tells you with colored pencils and with watercolor. Some different things you can do. So it's quite a lot. Look at all these cats. Jumping up, jumping down, stalking. Yes, there's a lot of information. How to draw horses. There's a lot of information in here. And so I thought that was cute. I thought either I would use it. You know, my boys, maybe they'll take it down, have a little peek through. But it's definitely the kind of thing I could just leave on the table and just pick up, open to a random page, read, and get inspired. You know, I could even use it for like a prompt. You know, just open up to a random page and whatever's there. I got drawing people. You know, maybe you have to add a person or some kind of a pose or maybe just a portrait. So I thought that was cute. That was a free one. I thought that was cute. Next up we have Trixie Belden and the Gatehouse Mystery. Pretty good shape. Ooh, I love this. I just love when you open a book and it's illustrated right here on the inside of the cover. In this first page, it says 49 cents up there. I did not pay 49 cents. I don't know what I paid for it because I just threw a bunch of stuff in a bag and paid $10 for the lot of them. So it wasn't much, I'll tell you. Copyright 1951. So we've got a discovery, an eavesdropper, a warning, telltale footprints, Bobby's secrets, midnight prowler. So it sounds pretty intriguing. Do we have pictures? I don't. Yes, we do. Gimme that, Dick snarled. I'm suspicious of him already. He's not off to a good start. I bet he's the guilty party of whatever's happening in here. Let's see. The one on the left is Mart. I don't know what's happening there. I love how these books are illustrated. I'm 100% going to read this. We'll never see the diamond again. Now, I shouldn't go too close to the end. Have you heard about the party tricks? This is awesome. So yeah, I'm definitely going to read this. Should we open to a random page and see what we get? I'll read a little snippet. Let's open up to the page with the guy grabbing. Let's read this one. I don't know what's happening, obviously. I'm just going to start right here. Dick scowled. Over the garage. I took it for granted that I'd sleep in the house. Miss Trask looked surprised, but she said cheerfully, "Oh, you'll like sharing Reagan's suite much better. The 3 rooms are very comfortable and attractive. There's a television set and a combination radio phonograph and a private telephone, which you are at liberty to use for all the private calls you wish to make." "You couldn't pay me to sleep in the house," Reagan said, reaching into the back of Dick's car for his suitcase. "Come on, fella, I'll help you put your gear away." "Gimme that!" It was almost a snarl, and Trixie stared at the new chauffeur, who grabbed his bag roughly away from Reagan. Reagan stared at him too. "Take it easy, fella," he said quietly. "I only meant to be helpful." Instantly, the expression on Dick's face changed. "Sorry," he said contritely. "Got 2 new summer uniforms in my grip and a bottle of black shoe polish. If it broke, I'd be out $50. $50, Miss Trask said, scribbling on a pad. "You'll be reimbursed at once, Richard. Mr. Wheeler said you were to charge anything you needed at the Sleepyside department store." "Thanks," Dick said pleasantly. "Thought I might as well come prepared, so I bought a couple of gabardine coats and caps yesterday in town." All right. Is he really just worried about his shoe polish, or something else happened? Does he have something else in there? I bet there's something else in there. What do you have in there? Give me your guesses down below of if you think Dick has something in his suitcase that he's not letting on about. Oops, I just dropped a little something. Oh, I'll share this next. This is a ginormous book. Atlas, New International Atlas of the World, new 1939 edition. Get your hands on the latest copy with supplement. Now this is huge. I don't even think if I zoom out, I still can't get the whole thing in there. This was quite heavy. Now this is coming apart here. But I just thought this was amazing. I loved looking at this. I would love to have a little look through, see what has changed, what's different. We've got some black and white. Let me see. We've got some map pictures. We've got fish curing in Norway. The garage door's going up, and that's what that noise is, if you can hear that. Head of a copper mine. So we have like a lot of info, and then we get into the actual atlas photos. And I'm really sorry I can't really show this that well because it is such a large book. Saturn Rising. I just thought this was so cool. I like how it has everything, the Earth and the solar system. When I first picked this up, I thought for sure this was ephemera. I was just so tempted, you know. I was like, oh well, and I didn't even actually look too much in the beginning. I didn't realize there was so much information here. I thought it was literally just I just looked at the, you know, the atlas part of it. So I was just thinking this would be fun to rip out, but there's so much information in here, and I feel like it's just, you know, the British Empire. I feel like it's just such a chock full of history and a time capsule. I don't think I can actually, latest federal census. That's interesting. I feel like I don't know if I can just rip this up. Vermont and New Hampshire, Utah, Massachusetts. Anyway, this is just fascinating to me. So I was going to rip this up, use it for ephemera, and then I was thinking about altering this book and making it a big, like, magical book. But I'm kind of falling in love with the inside of this book, which usually happens. So I think I'm going to just keep it as is for now. Because, you know, once you start tearing into it, you can't go back. So right now, this is going to be a keeper. This one is not a keeper, and I'll zoom back in so you can have a little look here. World Encyclopedia of Animals. This book is not that old, right? This is what, 1984. So, what? Are you saying 1984 is old out there? I mean, you know, I like to find my books that are from like 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like, you know, even the 70s, 80s. Okay, I just like books. But this one I don't feel attached to, and it's loaded with great pictures. Well, maybe the fly page wasn't the best one to open to. Okay, we're in, oh, here we go. Look at this. Praying mantis. Have you ever had a praying mantis in your yard? Have you ever seen one? Oh, God. Hold on. I'm sorry. You probably don't want to see. All right. Let's go to the back of the book. Look at the elephants. Walrus. I mean, I know you know what these are. But these illustrations are really great. And so I thought it would be cool to cut these out and do something with them. And it's kind of nice because one page has the illustration, and then if you look on the other side, it's the text. So it's not one of those ones where you, oh, Possum Patty. Do I need to send that to you? So it's not like you have to decide, like, well, do I like these pictures or these pictures? You know, when it's double-sided, it's nice because you can just cut all those out, and it's only text on the back, and cut all these ones out, and, you know, you don't have to worry about anything. So I love that idea. Look at all these cuties. Well, okay, this guy looks like fierce. If I saw a gopher and it looked like that, I don't know, I'd leave. Oh, capybara, domestic guinea pig, porcupine. We got everything in here. So this I love. I think these illustrations are just fabulous. Love them. Well, this guy's comfortable. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So yes, this one I feel confident that I can use for ephemera. Next up, Tom Swift and his electric locomotive. Hold on, I'm gonna bring you in. Okay. And I love this illustration. I mean, this is like steampunk, right? Look at this. All right, December 25th, 1925. It was given to someone. Look at this picture. That's really nice. Illustrated. This, Tom Swift and his electric locomotive, or 2 miles a minute on the rails. And this is from 1922. And if you like the Tom Swift series, you're in luck because there's a bunch. And this is Tom Swift. He appears to have quite an extensive library of books. So if you're a fan, you're all set. You've got a lot of reading to do. All right. I was looking for an illustration besides that one in the front. Do we have another illustration? Maybe, but I just can't find it. That's strange. It says illustrated. Is it just the one? Let's see. Do you see one going by? Do you see an illustration? Okay, I seriously think it's just that one, but it says illustrated. So it makes you think there's going to be more. This one I'm going to read. I am interested, but I may only read the beginning, and then if it is, you know, just talking about a locomotive the whole time, I don't know if that'll be interesting, but I'm going to give it a try and see. It says, when the day of the first test arrived, Tom allowed only his most intimate friends to be present. Mary Nestor accompanied Mr. Swift into the shops at the time appointed, and she was as excited over the outcome of the test as Tom himself. "Bless my alternating current," cried the eccentric gentleman. "I would not miss this for the world. If you tried to shut me out, Tom, I'd climb over the stockade to get in." Now let's get to this part. Look at this. The next moment the crash occurred. Tom had leaped up with a shout of warning. "Hang on!" was his cry. But when the locomotive had struck and rebounded, Ned, from far down the aisle of the locomotive, wanted to know, in a very peevish tone, what he should have hung on to. "My elbows," he groaned. "I've skinned 'em, and my back has got a twist in it like the Irishman thought he had when he put on his overalls hind side too. What's happened?" "Bless my radio light," growled Mr. Damon. "My watch crystal is broken all to flinders, if you want to know. Bless my shock absorbers. You won't do this locomotive a bit of good, Tom Swift, if you stop it so abruptly." Oh, that's trouble on the railroad. Trouble on the locomotive. So this one I think might not be too riveting. So I'm thinking I might make this into like a steampunk altered book. But again, I'll give it a go. I'll read a bit, but I just don't know if this one's going to hold my attention. Although I did just really like the little passage that I read there. So this is a maybe. A maybe. And then I have this one I found. This is In a Green Valley and Other Stories. This has a really beautiful front and back cover, decorated. And this one has a nice little, what do you call this in the front? I was going to, this has a nice book plate sticker in the front. In a Green Valley and Other Stories. This is from the Children's Bookshelf. And it's from 1934. And it's in pretty good shape. And it has a whole bunch of stories, which I will show you in case you want to look for any of these. Or if any of these, you know, you've heard before. Nothing looks familiar to me. Oh, and here's some more. We've got things like, oh, and there's poems too. We've got like The Business of Going to Seed. Daniel Boone. Okay, we know Daniel Boone. The Story of the Horse. The Banker Ponies. And it does have illustrations. So this I would like to read. The pages are very thin. But I like the illustrations, and it has a lot. Woodchucks or groundhogs? If you have heard people call the 2nd of February Groundhog Day, you will be interested to see what Mr. Tippett says about it. He also tells some interesting things about the home and the living habits of the groundhog or woodchuck. Oh, nice. All right, so you can find out about groundhogs in here. Often I have chased a woodchuck to his hole. A dog might have caught him, but I could not. For he runs fast, even though he seems to be scrambling along, with his loose skin slipping and shaking as he goes. Too much gas. Now, there's an issue that everyone has. Today, there are not so many horses as there used to be, and boys and girls raised in cities know little about them. Instead, they know about automobiles. Read this amusing story that tells what happened when 2 city boys had to drive a horse. I will read that. That sounds really great. So yeah, this has all kinds of stories and pictures, clothes, pins from Mother Goose. I like how it has a blurb that tells you what the story is too. That's nice, because you can figure out if it's one you feel like reading or not. And you can just go to one that sounds like something you're in the mood for. So I like this. And, you know, it's in really good shape. We've got illustrations, which I love. Seems to be a lot of hunting going on. I see a lot of pictures that... Yep, I mean, there's a lot of pictures that feature that sort of motif here. Must be Daniel Boone there. So yeah, this one I'm planning on reading. I will admit I like this cover, and I thought maybe I'll do something with this, but I'm not going to. This I'm going to read. And I don't think I would alter this, just because it is kind of a neat collection of stories, and this one I think is a keeper. Next I have this one, and this one's called From Bauhaus to Birdhouse. This one I got to cut up. See, it has some damage there and there. It looks like probably a mouse chewed it or something. You can see the corners there and the top. But my plan was to, let me zoom out a little bit. My plan was to just use these pictures because I thought they were really cute. Not so much that one, but when we get into the bird houses, I thought there were some cute ones like this. So I thought I could use the picture and then I could, you know, collage, make a little fairy going in there, a little home, or draw a little fairy. Let's see. It's a little church in the tree. A chili bowl birdhouse. That's funny. Some different kinds of birdhouses, obviously. It doesn't seem like there's that many pictures I would use, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Not that they aren't nice pictures, but like I wouldn't use that one, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, there's really only a couple pictures in here. I don't know why I got this one. Maybe I was thinking that someone would want the blueprints in the back. Bluebird house. I do want a bluebird house. You know what? Oh, we have a gourd that dried out from last Halloween. And I was just telling my son that because it's dried out, we can do this. We can drill a hole in there and make a little birdhouse. I didn't remember who went in there, but apparently a purple martin will go in there. Okay, my bad. I think I got this for the blueprints. Not so much for the pictures, because I love this, and my dad makes birdhouses. And so I think, now that I'm remembering, there's not too much in here, but I was thinking this would be a cute thing for my boys to do with my dad, because sometimes they'll go and they'll build something together. They've built a bench, and they've built a birdhouse, and they were working on some bird feeders. So yeah, I think that's why I got this, was for this. And yeah, it does have some cute blueprints in the back. And then I have this one, Paths and Walkways. This was just a book from Barnes & Noble, I guess. And this I got to cut up because I love pictures of paths. It's like you can just take that and collage so many things in there. So this one I know I got for the pictures. Like, look at this bridge. You could put someone in there walking across the bridge. Stone pathway. So this kind of thing I love, with gardens and pathways. And you can just put all kinds of creatures in here, or you can have inspiration and just, you know, try to paint something similar. Oh, a Japanese maple. I want one of those. I'm hoping to plant one of those this year, maybe. Ooh, that's nice over the water there. So yeah, it's good for inspiration or for collaging. And I don't think I shared this book before, did I? Now that I'm looking at it, I had another one that was like walkways, but I don't think it was this one. And that's really pretty. I could definitely see a lot going on in that picture. So that one is for collaging. And that, I think, will do it for this week, because I think that was quite a few, and you're probably all booked out at this point. So I will catch you later. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful week. See you next time.